I think I'm live. Okay. Well, hello world. It's Earl Cameron here, and this is another weekly um, live stream slash diary slash journal slash whatever you want to call it. So, you know, this is just an update about been going on in my life. Um, Work has been pretty chill. I've been it hasn't been too rough lately. I've been able to focus on other things, which is important. There's a lot to do, and when there's a lot of work, you just can't get any of the smaller tasks done. So I've been getting some small tasks done. I want to go ahead and I have some projects I'm working on, some side projects at work and some personal projects. One of the personal projects that's been pretty big is I had my personal website written in React.js and it's hosted on GitHub. But I've kind of become fascinated with Microsoft Blazor, and I'm trying to go ahead and re-implement that website in Blazor. Um, so that's been something I'm really trying to focus on and learning Blazor and all the life cycle methods and things of that nature. So I can go ahead and start using it. It seems pretty fast. I'm a JavaScript guy. I don't like types. Um, I like everything being an object and easy to manage. So adapting to C sharp, where it's so strict in terms of typing, has been pretty fascinating. Um, I have to get more depth at C sharp, because even in a JavaScript script ecosystem, most companies are switching to TypeScript for larger projects, especially on the back end. And React has pretty good integration with TypeScript, so I just have to get used to thinking ahead of time for types rather than doing it runtime checking. So compile time checks versus runtime checks. That's it's pretty fun. So I've been working on that. There's been a bunch of other projects that I've shelved. Um, I just haven't had the passion for it, like my YouTube channel. Um, so yeah, I want to start working on that YouTube channel again. I want to start getting it to grow. I don't know if I have the charisma for it. I definitely don't have the passion, like I said last week, but I'll keep trying. I don't have anything to lose, right? I only have to gain. Um, and then I had some other projects. I was working on a camera for the Raspberry Pi. Um, I just I just can't. I don't like Python. Um, and it was a lot of work, and I was almost getting there. I had the Raspberry Pi 4, the camera module, I bought a C mount lens, the adapters. Um, I had a Raspberry Pi Sugar battery, um, which was great. It's like a little rechargeable battery that you can attach to a Pi. It's like a UPS effectively. I had a Resin 3D printer, so I can go in and start building the case. I already started designing the case 3D model. I was learning about battery chargers and all sorts of different things. But it just had too many moving parts, and I just lost focus. And then the other project I had was building an infotainment system for the Crown Vic, like Crown Victoria. It was pretty fun starting it. Well, it just fell off. It was getting too expensive. Oh man, I start so many projects and I don't finish them. So that's a habit I need to completely squash. Because if I want to be an effective person, I have to follow through, and that's a weakness of mine. So I need to be able to follow through with some of these things. But enough of that. Enough of that stuff. Um, so I'm preparing for my trip. I leave tomorrow. Should be pretty fun. Um, it's gonna be like three connecting flights, and it's gonna be around 30 something hours of travel time. So it's 2 days worth of traveling uh, just to get the good price. Could have gotten more expensive flight, but what's the difference, right? I'll sit down at the airport, I'll take out my Steam Deck, I'll bring out my laptop, watch a couple movies, and just relax. All right, the trip's about relaxing, um, and unwinding. So let me do that. So it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so so I'm preparing for the trip. I'm gonna be out there for a month, and I've never been anywhere for a month. Um, Actually, I have been, but it's a long time ago. So I actually didn't know how much I needed to pack. So I think I packed enough clothes for like 2 weeks, and then if that's the case, I think my unit has a washer, so I can wash them and hang them out to dry. So I should be good in terms of clothing. I think I brought like at least one dress shirt and a dress shoes and some slacks. So if I do end up wanting to go somewhere a little bit nicer, I can. But it's mostly um, jeans and shorts and stuff like that. I know it's gonna be hot. Man, my Airbnb pulled a fast one on me. They're not covering the light bill, and I learned this after the fact. I should put a complaint. So I'm gonna have to be careful with the energy. Hopefully, Bangkok is cooler because I think it's in the rainy season. Um, I'll keep the windows open and hopefully they have a fan in there. Because I don't want to be running up that AC bill. I mean, oh my god, it doesn't even matter. it's, it's gonna be a couple dollars. It's not gonna be a big deal, but you have to preserve money while you can. Um, but I'll be honest, man. There's some anxiety planning for this trip. I haven't been like researching Bangkok as much as I did Japan when I moved. When I moved, not moved, but when I visited the last time, or Paris. Thailand is a fairly new country in terms of desire to visit there. Um, so the language, I know there's going to be a language barrier. I have Google Translate, the offline version, so I can get at least some stuff translated. Should be fine. I got Google Maps offline downloaded. I have Grab downloaded, so I can catch a taxi. I've done a little bit of research on the subway system, the MRT. You should just be able to buy a token. Um, should be pretty straightforward. The language is a bit impenetrable, um, but at least I how to say hello. So what do you crap? Okay, that's all I need to know, and then I'll smile and wave for the rest of it. Um, but there's a level of anxiety because I don't really know what I'm getting into. It should be pretty straightforward from all the videos I saw and the research I've done, but it's still pretty foreign. By which is I mean, it's a foreign country. It's pretty foreign. So it should be at least exciting. The anxiety is just proof of that. Um, but there's another side of things too. I definitely need to be losing some weight. So I've been on a self development journey for about 6 months now. Let's just say I was asleep and I was abruptly awoken. So in February, I started going to the gym at a regular cadence. So I've been losing weight steadily, but I hit a plateau about 2 months ago that I haven't really lost much weight. So that's something I really need to aggressively target once I get back. I've been using a meal prep service to cover meals, but maybe I need to switch up some of the foods there so I can get some variety back because I find myself still going to the Jamaican restaurants and eating some of that also bad but also good food. Man, Jamaican restaurants are the worst. They give you the worst service, but unfortunately, you go back to what you're used to. It's like abuse, right? It's also good abuse. So that's something I really want to target next. And then some of the other next steps for me is you know, I need to start traveling more. The world's open up again. I'm making good salary. I have decent vacation time. I should be able to just go out and do some more exploring out there in the world. The world is so big, especially for somebody like me who can afford it. So Canada, Colombia, Medellin, Cali, Cartagena, maybe not Bogota. I don't want to die. Philadelphia. I have a buddy that lives up there. I want to do something up there. Should be some good driving roads up there or something like that. Visit the world, maybe Brazil. Um, I was about to say Jamaica, but screw that. The DR. I definitely want to visit more Europe. My roommate's from Turkey. So I want to see maybe Istanbul. He was recommending some other places too, so I might peep some of his game and go visit some other spots. I want to do all of Southeast Asia, so Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Taiwan. Um, what else is out there? Singapore. Why can you forget Singapore? So there's a lot of different countries out there to explore and visit that all have fascinating cultures that I'd like to start learning about. You know, as an immigrant to this country, I don't feel quite so attached to America. I feel like I could be anywhere and find happiness. And the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, at some points in your life, you just have to be selfish. You just have to do what's best for you. You have to really look at it, and you just have to say no, and just have to say no, no. I'm the most important. I'm the center of my universe. I used to think that was a bad thing, but if you really think about it, in order to be somebody that people can rely on, you first have to be reliable. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I had mentioned that, and he says, if everybody thought that way, the world would be a bad place, right? It's going to be a worse place because if everybody's selfish. But I'm saying you can't be selfish when you don't have. You can't be selfless when you don't have anything to give. You can only be selfless when your cup overrunneth with abundance. Once you have abundance, then you can be selfless. But until then, you must be selfish. You must preserve yourself. You are the most important person out there. You know. And sometimes I used to think that made me a villain. That was a bad um, frame of mind to work from. But I'm understanding now that you really have to do embrace becoming the villain. If that's what people call a villain, if that's what you think is a villain, you have to embrace it because sadly, especially for a man, no one cares about you. No one is looking out for you. You have to be able to take care of yourself, stand on your own 2 feet. And that's something I've only recently learned, which almost should be self-evident. But sometimes you have to get shocked. You have to get a system shock to wake up. You have to wake up. So that's my rant for this week. Um, I should be able to do this from Thailand um, next week, so we can maybe talk about some of the stuff I saw, and I may be able to share some videos. I have to see how to do that in OBS, but it should be pretty fun. All right, I'm signing off.